Hey, what is up guys? My name is Austin and welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be doing a repeated review of the Galaxy S7 Edge. You might be thinking, well, what happened to your other one that you recorded with your iPhone 6 Plus that had absolutely atrocious audio quality? Well, I'm redoing it for that simple fact, and plus I have a lot more better things. That was in English, but I have a lot more things to say about this phone now that I've had it for even longer. It's been another 3 months since that review, so I kind of want to go over it a little bit more. As you can see, I still have the beautiful flashing screen from that video. Hopefully it doesn't start going crazy. Hopefully it doesn't start going crazy and starts acting up, because then that would really suck. So let's get straight into it. So the phone released on March 11th, 2016. We're coming close from this phone being, 6 years old now? Yeah, 6 years old? Yeah, 6 years old. This phone is almost 6 years old in about a week. What the... Anyways, we have Corning Gorilla Glass 4 on the front and back. However, the glass on the front is 10 times more durable. I may be saying that's not really, because this was caused by dropping it on the carpet. This was caused by dropping it on a bunch of gravel. I don't even know if you can see that. You can't even see it. There you go. You can see it a little bit in the corner there. We have a 5.5-inch 1440p display on the front, and it is a very good Super AMOLED display. Unfortunately, Super AMOLED displays do unfortunately get a lot of screen burn-in, and I do have that on this phone. If you go back and watch my Galaxy Note 3 video, it is not as bad as my Note 3, but it's still there. Also, that video got over 300 views, so thank you guys so much for that. Definitely my most viewed YouTube video ever. So, on the front, we also have a 5 megapixel camera, a bit wide angle. It's capable of shooting up to 1440p 30. I think 1080p 60. Actually, I'm very wrong on that, I believe. So yeah, 1440p 30 is what it is capable of recording up to. And on the back, we have a 12 megapixel camera capable of shooting up to 4K 30. This was Samsung's last phone that they ever had a home button on. Yep, look at that. The last home button Samsung would ever make for their S series. We started off with Android 6.0 and got up to Android 8.0, which is what I'm on now, but you might notice I have the Google Pixel launcher. Oh god, I don't know what that was. Google Pixel launcher. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I love it. I also have the Google Pixel keyboard. So this phone's software is practically just a Google Pixel right now. Obviously, it won't look like this when you pull it straight out of the box. I mean, you can get the Google launcher, which I highly recommend because it is so much smoother than TouchWiz. I despise it. It has a Snapdragon 820 in it. It's okay. It's barely good enough for social media consumption, let alone gaming. Although I haven't done too much gaming on it. The only gaming that I've done is probably one of the most demanding games on the Google Play Store, which is Call of Duty Mobile, and it does not run well at all. Yeah. And the Exynos model will probably be either worse or better. I'm not exactly sure on that. Here I have the 32GB model, but I do have a memory card in there, which makes it 64. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the front camera, I probably did already mention it, but I just don't remember. But the front camera is actually a wide-angle camera. And oh my god, guys, look. Is that a headphone jack right there? Actually, Samsung actually had a headphone jack for the next two phones that they would make, but USB 2.0, which is a bleh, and then the speaker, which is also bleh. Speaker's kind of nasty on this phone. So notice how I quite literally was able to almost completely block out the sound from putting my finger over the speaker. I absolutely hate that about this phone because I hold my phone like this and sometimes my finger slips over like this and I'm like, oh god, I can't hear anything on my phone. So that's a nasty little gripe that I have. A lot of people might also say, well, this phone looks exactly like the Galaxy S6 Edge. And you're right, it literally does. It practically is. I mean, definitely not hardware-wise, and there are definitely a lot of things that are not like the Galaxy S7 Edge, or not like the Galaxy S6 Edge, might I say. My brain is not working today. One of the main differences is this camera bump right here. This camera bump on the S6 Edge is nasty, and it is big and bulky. It's just not pleasant. It's a lot more thicker. It's definitely not like as smooth. The curvature isn't as smooth. But yeah. They are two very similar phones, but not at the same time. I think the Galaxy S6 got Android 7.0. Anyways, you do have a fingerprint sensor in the home button. Rest in peace. It's a very good, it's pretty accurate, works about 90% of the time. I usually don't have too many issues with it. It actually comes in quite a few different colors. It comes in black, which is the model that I have here, white, gold, silver, pink gold, pink pearl, and coral blue. Although I think it was only black and gold for the American models, I'm not sure. A lot of people will say to get the Exynos model of the Galaxy S7 Edge. I've never used it personally, so I don't really know what to say about that. But I just do know that the American model is atrocious for gaming. I mean, social media content, it can get a little buggy at sometimes, like sometimes TikTok or Instagram will freeze. Durability was one of the main gripes that a lot of people had with this phone because it really isn't that durable of a phone, and you can see, dead pixels right there, a crack in the corner. Flashlight and heart rate sensor right here. The glass there is all super scratched up, and the home button's all chipped and scratched. Although somehow the fingerprint sensor still works. I don't know. Yeah, it's a decently durable phone. It's definitely a lot more durable than the next phone that Samsung would make, being the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Those phones were just not durable at all. It's got 4 gigs of RAM and it has a 3,600 milliamp hour battery, which mine is trash. I've been thinking about getting a battery replacement or maybe a screen replacement, but for both of those, I would have to get the back replaced because, yeah, a lot more money would have to go into it than I want. And plus, by summer, I'm probably going to be getting a Galaxy S10. So yeah, this summer, look out for that because, yeah. In absolute hindsight, is this phone worth it in 2022? Depends. It's a great backup phone, I will say that. In fact, it's an amazing backup phone. They're not too expensive. They'll run you about $130 to $160 off of Amazon and probably even less on eBay. I'm talking in Eagles, by the way. US dollars for... Nah. If you can hawk up the few extra bucks, I would actually recommend getting a newer phone if you can, because this is definitely not the best phone by today's standards. With the screen burn-in that you'll probably have, the dead pixels, which was a big issue with this phone. I'm definitely not the only person who has this issue, and most of them all say that they got this stupidly easy. Like, it took nothing for this thing to start randomly flashing at my dinner table after I dropped it on carpet. And this little back corner, this phone was in a case, a thick case. It was in one of those wallet cases, and it did that. I also have a chonky, like you can't even, look at it. I have a really thick screen protector on here right now. This is the brand I got, and it's great because I sat on my chair earlier today, and my chair leg was on top of this earlier today, and it protected my phone. I had to use the other screen protector, even though this one's not even lasting me a week, but that's because of my fault. I do have a gripe with it, though. Like, there are just some parts on my screen that just don't work, unless if I'm like... God, I'm hyper. Would this phone be a good daily driver for someone? Absolutely not. Maybe for photography, because the pictures that this thing takes is beautiful. Video also is great. Not from the front facing though. The front facing is very, very interesting. Not very clear, very muddy, Like, even though it's 5 megapixels, which isn't a lot, even though it's 5 megapixels, it's still kind of, I humbly apologize for whatever that was. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did like it, make sure you guys did. And yeah, make sure you guys liked. I haven't made a YouTube video in a few weeks, so bear with me. Anyways, let's try that again. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did like it, make sure you guys leave a like because it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, make sure you guys subscribe, share with your friends to spread the word about your channel. I mean, mine.